Welcome back to Project Rejectus. Today, we will be discussing how life on Glaciae adapts to the open ocean. This episode, we are returning to a creature talked about during the Shallows episode, the filter-feeding titan the Tritra, among the first explorers of the deep sea due to a population boom in their food source. These creatures were able to become truly giants as they chased after them, but due to their purple blood they were still limited as they couldn't get as much oxygen needed. Next were the Lagus. As they expanded, the deep sea proved to be difficult since sunlight was so high above them. They tackled this by becoming more buoyant, floating up to the surface to get as much sunlight as possible. These giant colonies became known as the Nacella, who floated around the ocean tops like lily pads of Earth. This new abundant food source wouldn't go unnoticed as many herbivores followed. One such herbivore was the Pteryces, who followed the Nacella in mass swarms, revolving their lives around these plants. This also prompted some social activity, as with the arrival of predators they started sticking even closer together. These creatures became known as the Multices. They formed great schools of themselves as they moved from Nacella to Nacella, escaping their predators. The Multices wasn't the only animal to go after the Lagus. Another was the Vemli. Before they got their venom of the filter-feeding niche was taken by the Tritra, the Vemli instead opted for a herbivorous lifestyle that the Nacella could support. These new animals became known as the Statudo, and while they were content with the Nacella, the Multicis was eating the basil at alarming rates, outcompeting the Statudo, so they had to come up with new strategies. They became omnivores, evolving a bait on their top arm. Along with the bait, they had also gained a four-part beak used for tearing into prey. And lastly, they now had a symbiotic relationship with the Nacella, protecting it in exchange for a home and free food. All that remained of their filter feeder ancestors had gone to the deep sea, using their bait for any small organisms they could lure near hydrothermal vents. But with all of these herbivores and filter feeders, a predator was destined to come. From the Pristrum came to predators. First came the Maritaurus with its orca-like pattern. They quickly became apex predators, hunting down the biggest game in the ocean, and with their now improved detection hairs they had gained a primitive type of electroreception. Like Earth sharks, electroreception is the detection by an aquatic animal of electric fields or currents. This new ability gave these animals unparalleled tracking. But what if one animal took this further? That is where the smaller predator, the Collis, had put much more into their hairs, becoming the best trackers of the sea. Nothing could hide from them. They specialized for smaller prey, from Multicis to Statudos, whether or not they were hidden in Nacellus. That is it for today's video. As always, I thank the Discord for helping out on these videos, and if you want to help the Discord, link will be in the comments. But goodbye for now. I will see you all next time when we discuss the Adcha reefs.